Hi Assistines, my name is Kayla.
My name's Rita.
And we are your thrift store chairs. Today we'll be showing you around the thrift store and what to expect while working a shift. When you first walk in, make sure you sign in on the sign-in sheet. This is the only way that you will receive hours at the end of each month.
And when coming to a shift, make sure to wear your assisting shirt and closed-toe shoes.
The first thing you should do is look for an adult member or employee to be assigned to one task, one of which may be pricing.
So we're going to teach you guys how to tag clothes. So the first thing you do is grab a piece of clothing, and this piece of clothing is from the $10 rack. Then you're going to want to hang it on the back and make sure all the clothing is facing the same way.
And for tagging it, you get the tagging gun and the tag, and it's already pre-stamped with the $10. So first you poke the needle through the hole here, and then you go to the clothing and look for the seam on the left side of the clothing. Poke a hole right where the seam is so you don't damage the clothing, and then you push the gun and then you let go. So you may come across different types of clothing and we tag them differently. So for example, this dress, and then you push it through and tag it on the left armpit. And this is like pleather, so the holes, you have to be very careful with these. So you want to look for the seam the left side and look where the seam is, and then poke the hole through the seam. And you want to be careful not to leave any holes. Pants, those are different, but you still want to go on the left side. You want to go where the waistband is, sort of right here, and you go right where the seam is. Push through and poke a hole.
This is where we process our boutique clothing. Boutique clothing is higher-end designer clothing, and we sell it for a little bit more. We tag it with these white tags that are stamped with a date, a price, and some have handwritten sizes on it based on what the size of clothing item it is. If the size is not written, that is okay, you don't need to know it. I'm going to select one of these cable ties and thread it through the white tag, and then attach it to this blouse by sliding it through the label and then sliding it through the other end of the tie.
If you are asked to price hard goods, the process is a little bit different. So you'll take one of these bins off of the shelf, and then you will carry it over to our pricing station. So for hard goods, you'll be needing a sticker gun, and you have to make sure that it's set to the correct price. And you'll take an item and find a good spot to price it on, and you'll put the sticker on, and then you will also put a little bit of tape over it to make sure that it doesn't fall off, and place it into a different bin.
If you forgot to wear your assisting shirt, make sure to grab an apron before you start your shift.
This is where our boutique is, and it's where all of our boutique clothing is placed. All of the clothing will have a white tag and are placed on a rack hanger. As you'll notice, there are only single shoes found on the shelves here. You'll find its pair on the wall behind the cash register, and customers will receive it when checking out.
Moving on from the boutique, we'll be going over all the different categories on the main floor.
So these are our books, and they're organized by genres, hardbacks and paperbacks. And then these are also our CDs and DVDs.
Men's clothing is organized on the back wall, and women's tops are organized on these racks by color. Women's pants are organized on this last rack.
If a customer asks to look inside the display case, make sure that you ask an adult member or employee to come unlock it, and then make sure that it's relocked when the customer is done looking.
When putting merchandise out onto the shelf, make sure you put it in the right category and make sure to shelve it in a presentable manner.
If you are assigned to work at the cash register, there will always be an adult member or employee accompanying you. They can train you on how to use the iPad to ring up items or how to bag.
If a customer wants to try on clothing, we get this key behind the register and we unlock it for them. If they decide not to take the clothing, they leave it on a rack outside the dressing rooms, and we take the clothing and put it back.
Thank you so much for watching.
If you have any more questions, feel free to email us, and we look forward to seeing you around the thrift store.